Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at the moon map. First thing we want to do with any one of these maps is establish what is our left-right mode of play. We know what center is. Center here is C. We're going to have a spawn point right here. Of course, we could flip on the mirror side and we could say that we would spawn over here, but for a good point of view reference, we're going to say that we're spawning right here. The first thing is we want to have three teams of, or three guys focused on moving towards the right. We've got one going here. Your job is going to be to capture this beacon. Really, this is just in who gets there the fastest. We want to have another robot focused on going up here to B. And then we want another one going over here, and that's our floater. All right, so we've got a floater position that is hovering for the right side. Now, the reason that we've got a floater position for the right side is the red team is going to be sending people up and over this ramp, okay? This floater needs to eyeball what is coming over the ramp. Do we have two people or do we have three? If we've got three, then the floater wants to move over as quickly as possible and take up a defensive position here to help cover this individual right here. This individual that is here is going to do something similar, but float right here to be able to cover what's going on here. Now, if you've got three people coming over the ramp here, it's a lot less likely that you're going to get into a huge brawl at C because they're not allocating enough resources. But if you've got three coming over, then you need to have this defensive wall established with three people to be able to counteract it. So we spawn here, we've got one individual going here, one individual going here, and one individual going here. The defensive line that we need to set up on the right-hand side is right here. All right, and this is going to counter anything that is coming up and over this wall. Now, for the left-handed moving folks, we want to have at spawn 1, 2, and then we want to have a floater that sits right here and watches to see if anything is occurring on the top layer of C. If anything is occurring on the top layer of C, this floater needs to be able to move up to counter that, okay? But otherwise, it's sitting there and it's watching. If nothing is occurring, then this floater here needs to look and see what is coming this way. Is it two people? Is it three people? If it's three, it needs to go on up and over as well. So, just to clarify, we establish a defensive position here to guard these two beacons. We want to have at least two, but we're going to potentially have three people here. Okay? We're going to have a floater sitting here, so potentially a defensive position right here. In the event we do not have anybody moving in the middle of C, then this individual right here can move around, unless we've got three people coming up this way to guard that beacon. So, three individuals on this side, one individual here, two individuals going over to take this beacon right here. We do not want to have a defensive position right here. We want to move this one as quickly as we can to where we are in a defensive and offensive position right along this wall. The reason is that'll give us the ability to hold this, but then also it'll give us the ability with jumping robots, Spectres or Inquisitors, ideally, to go over the wall. Now we're going to go over the wall to attack this beacon here. That is only whenever we have this beacon, or if we cannot get to this beacon because of whatever they've got on this side, we're going to go over the wall and use our stealth to take out whatever they've got sitting over here. So we want to establish a line of defense here. want to establish a line of defense and offense here. The push to the left, which is what we always try to achieve, is this beacon. That's our disruptive beacon. The harder we push on this beacon, the easier it is for us to hold this beacon. If they come through the wall and go here, we then need to counter and do the same thing and disrupt and go there. Inevitably, somebody's going to die whenever you wind up going into their home spot because you're way too close to their spawn. And you can't maintain a fight for any real length of time in domination whenever you're sitting in their spawn. But this is our lines that we want to establish. All right. We want to push this way with the left using the same floater position that we have before. Just like this. And then here we want to have one person that's acting as defensive here, here, and then here. All the while, if you are over here, you are paying attention to what's coming over that ramp. If anything's coming over that ramp, you need to be able to float back up. Now, Moon is not that difficult. A lot of people do think that it's that difficult, but as long as you realize that open, you go here and establish your head wall, and that you go here, and we want to own this position right here. All right. Robots have the ability to go over the wall. We want to leverage that. All to take this so that our beacon ownership looks like this. And that's our 4 beacons. We continuously push on this left-hand side. If you respawn after dying and you were over here, and you look and see, and there are now 3 people over here, then you go this way. If you die and you respawn, and we've already got 3 people along this wall or on this side, then you're going to move around this way and either see what's going on here or what's going on along our wall. But we don't want to get into an unequal position on left or right. All right, that's it for this map. If you have any questions, please share them in the comments in Bartertown, and I'll be happy to answer them so that everyone gets the benefit of understanding how to play this map. But it's extremely simple, very similar to Dead City or any close map that we're going to play. We're going to push to the left over here. We want to establish a defensive position here where we have a minimum of 3 people, and we're just paying attention to where we're unequally leveraged. That's it. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. We'll get them answered for you. Thank you.